Hey, this is Matt from InvestiQuant. Today is Wednesday, December 16th, 2020. And before I get started here, this is the last reminder I've got to give you guys about our webinar after the close today at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We will be talking about auto trading and the results that are possible and how you can join us in this auto trading program and have your account traded with our strategies. So we'll be talking about that today at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. If you have not signed up for that yet, I encourage you to do so at investiquant.com/webinar, and there is a link below the video that'll take you to that page. All right, let's get started here. So I am recording this ahead of the FOMC announcement. That is due out at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, and we are currently trading right around yesterday's high in the S&P as we await the FOMC announcement, followed up by the statement that'll take place at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. But what I wanted to show you was an interesting bias that has to do with this announcement and the end of the session, depending on where you are trading relative to the prior day's range. So we're currently trading right near yesterday's high. That is a great line to use for this study, as it makes all the difference in the world on what the bias is. So let me go ahead and set this up, and I'll just show you the more favorable, or the stronger bias, I should say, for this study. So we're going to look at all four instruments. The time-based entry that we'll be using for this is going to be 3 p.m. So this means after the announcement and after the statement has taken place. I'm setting it up as a long, so this is getting long at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, exiting at the close, which is 4:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Next, I'm going to go into the post-open filters section. This is where you can describe the price action that has happened between the open and the entry time that you've selected. I've selected 3 p.m. Eastern Time. So what I'm going to do, the only thing I'm going to be adding here is that we are trading under yesterday's high. So I'm going to hit minus here next to where the intraday close is relative to the daily levels. I'm hitting minus next to above prior day high. So that means we are not trading above the prior day high for this study. You can actually hit inside a prior day range. We've got that available as well. So I don't know where we're going to be at 3 p.m. So I'm just going to put not above prior day high and use that as my reference point. And then I'm going to go into the indicator section, put us in a similar environment, above a 10, above a 200. Actually, you know what? I think I'll just use a 200 to grab a few more samples here. So we'll do just above a 200-day simple moving average. And then lastly, I'm going to go into the market events and click day of FOMC announcement, which is available right here in the market events FOMC announcement. You can also grab it right here in the market events section. Now I can hit view results. And here we go. So these are the results of going long at 3 p.m. Eastern Time if you are trading below yesterday's high at 3 p.m. Eastern Time when it is the FOMC announcement day and you're above the 200-day simple moving average. So if trading below yesterday's high, we were trading right around it at the time of this recording on FOMC announcement day. Historically, we've got 63 samples of that dating back to 2003 for the S&P, 64 in the NASDAQ, 58 in the Dow, 68 in the Russell. And if we look at the win rates on these, they are all leaning to the bearish side, the weak side. So S&P, only 33% of these have closed above that 3 p.m. price. In the NASDAQ, 45% have closed above that 3 p.m. price, so a little bit stronger there. The Dow is still pretty weak, 43%, and the Russell, 46%. If we take a look at the average win to average loss, the average loss is larger than the average win for the S&P. So not only is that a weak win rate, it has lost more than it has made on average. They're very similar in size for the NASDAQ. The average loss is larger in the Dow compared to the average win, and the average loss is larger than the average win in the Russell. So all four of these have been at least mildly weak, and some of them weaker than others, with the S&P being the weakest. And then they have all been either similar in size or larger average losses than average wins for this setup. So let me show you real quick where you can find yesterday's high. If I come into this drop down from more, we've got all kinds of different things available on this platform that I don't normally show you, but in the key levels, I can come in here And then I can go to price levels, which is preloaded, and I can look at where is the prior session high. If I highlight this little section here, you'll see for the ES, we're looking at the H21 contract here. Prior session high, 36.8850. So that was kind of the key level that that test was based upon. Are we trading below that level? And if so, then the results that I just showed you would be applicable for today's study. So hopefully you found that helpful. Reminder, join us after the close. Sign up at the link below the video for our webinar about auto trading at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We would love to see you guys there. Good luck the rest of the day. We will see you after the close.